The cosmos is so vast that we are still trying to estimate its age and size. We have the Hubble telescope, James Webb, and the images it sends. And then we have the famous image of Earth from the edge of our solar system as transmitted from the Voyager. Earth is a tiny pale blue dot in that picture, and I bet you can't identify it unless I put an arrow in this picture to point out the exact spot where Earth is. For that matter, even our sun is small compared to many stars. And out in space, which forms the majority of the universe we perceive, the human body cannot sustain life. The lack of air will kill. If the lack of air is taken care of, then the cosmic radiation and solar radiation could kill. So all our astronauts use specially made protective space suits in order to be able to survive in space. The protective atmosphere of the Earth creates a small cozy place where our bodies have a suitable environment to thrive. However, our bodies are fragile shell. Even a young healthy person can be hit by a bus or struck by a lightning and die. However, until lightning strikes, until a bus hits, and until disease strikes, we humans believe we are immortal and continue to live as if days do not matter, weeks do not matter, and months do not matter, years do not matter, and there's a lot of days ahead. This leads to a way of leading life for many that causes regrets at the end of life. The message in my video today is that even if you have HIV or diabetes or a heart disease, the battle is not lost. The chapters of life are yet to be written. There is wisdom from those before us who explain what is important in life so that we do not have regrets. I have drawn the lessons in this video from a book which talks about the top 5 regrets of people who are at the end of their life. And the hope is that it inspires you to re-examine your life choices going forward and helps reevaluate the relative importance of your goals and objectives and to re-examine your relationships and make the best out of your life. Because whether you got diabetes or HIV or sickle cell disease or Parkinson's disease or ALS, whatever it is, all of us are on the same boat. A healthy individual can get into an accident, and someone who has got a terminal illness can live for a long period of time. So everything is relative, and this video is meant to kind of give a reset and recalibrate everything to have a fresh look at life. With that said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. If you stayed with the video so far, thank you for joining me today as we reflect on life, its fragility, and the strength that resides within each of us. In this vast and at times unforgiving universe, we find ourselves on this small planet that we call our home. It's a place that holds beauty and challenges, a delicate balance that makes life all the more precious. All life forms competing with each other. In the jungle, it's more vicious and violent. In the city, it's more genteel. And we have conquered a lot of the elements thanks to our knowledge of science and technology and made our lives more comfortable. Our bodies, remarkable in their complexity, are also vulnerable to the grand scheme of the cosmos. Yet, despite this vulnerability, the average human exhibits incredible strength by continuing to navigate life, often blissfully ignoring their own mortality. We live in a world where even the healthiest among us can face unexpected challenges from accident to illness. Every person feels that the disease that they suffer is the worst there is in the world, be it diabetes or, for that matter, even if it's the flu. The person feels like that. And similarly, when it comes to things that we worry about, in the absence of a bigger worry, a smaller worry can just magnify itself and occupy your mind. So that's the dynamic of life that we live in. And for those grappling with HIV, the perception of their disease can be overwhelming. It underscores the importance of recognizing human mortality. This should prompt us to explore how we can live a life without regrets. However, we do not do this very important task because we think Our lost day is not tomorrow. I have two dogs, and in my opinion, dogs are the best example. With their brief lives, they illuminate the path of mindfulness, teaching us to value each moment and find joy in simplicity. Their wagging tails convey not just joy, but an innate forgiveness. They do not get mad and hold grudges. They find reasons to rejoice, even celebrating our return if we had just been out for 5 minutes. Whether we are away for a minute or a day, they are always there to cheer us and celebrate as if it was the biggest event in life. As we strive for well being, let us emulate their forgiving spirit and relish the beauty of every moment in our journey. Today, I want to share with you 5 poignant reflections from those who have faced the end with honesty and courage. This comes from the book called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, a Life Transformed by the Dearly Departing by Ware, Bronnie. And this is a book that you could probably find in your library or you could buy the book. I'm just giving you an extract from this book to outline the main message that Bronnie has for all of us. So here we go. The first regret is I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. And this particular point urges us to be authentic, embrace who you are, and pursue your passions with unwavering courage. For in authenticity lies true fulfillment. And you can see this in a lot of movie plots as well. You have two people who have fallen in love, but then they decide that they have other responsibilities and they go their own ways. And towards the end, they regret not having taken the decision to go together. So there are plots like that, and you can think of many of your favorite movies, and you'll see this regret highlighted out there. And when it comes to a young person, depends on your culture and your community. A young person may want to become a singer, but the parents think that it's a very unstable occupation, and therefore they may force the child to become a doctor or an engineer. And if the child follows through with that, then they live a life where they didn't do what they wanted. So we have a famous actor who is a surgeon, and he became a comedian later on because his heart was in acting, and he did his medicine to fulfill the desires of his parents and not to disappoint them. But after becoming a doctor, he gravitated towards acting, and he became a big actor in Hollywood in his own right. So these are all the examples of following your passions, because if he had not gone back to acting after becoming a doctor, I'm sure he would have had a lot of regrets. And the second regret is that I wish I hadn't worked so hard. This serves as a reminder to find balance in life. And this is a very important thing that I always felt about. I decided to take early retirement basically because work-life balance is very important. And we need to live life. We are not here just to work. We are here to enjoy life as well. While work is essential, let us not forget the importance of savoring the moments, cultivating relationships, and creating memories that transcend the confines of the workplace. And then you have the third regret, which is, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. This encourages us to be open and vulnerable. Share your thoughts, dreams, and emotions with those around you. It's in these connections that we find solace and understanding. So if you have a particular feeling towards somebody, don't hold on for a long time, because it's like you won't find what is behind a door until you open the door. And if you never open the door, you will spend a lifetime not knowing what was behind it. So this is a very important regret that you can put a pin on. And all of us have an opportunity to suffer this regret if we are not careful. The fourth regret is something I personally think I will face, because I was born and brought up in India, and I grew up with a lot of friends from my immediate locality with whom I used to play cricket. And then my classmates in school, and then my classmates in college. And I left them all 30 years ago, and I'm so far away from them. Of course, thanks to WhatsApp, we are in touch with each other. But I think I would like it much more like it used to be before, where we could physically get together, share a cup of tea, and have dinner together, or lunch together, or celebrate functions together. So the fourth regret resonates with me a lot, and I need to work on that. The regret basically is I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And many people end up lonely because they are in pursuit of their financial and career objectives, and that takes them to foreign shores, like it happens most of these days. For that matter, even a happy family with parents and children, which was bustling with life, suddenly becomes lonely for the parents. As children grow up, they go to foreign universities and then find jobs in foreign lands, and they have to pursue their career out there, and maybe they get married and they settle down, and then the parents are left behind. So this is happening to a lot of Indian families, where the young kids have gone abroad and the old parents don't find it convenient to move with them. So those kind of things happen. And this particular regret is a very potent regret. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends, and I would extend that to say, and parents and relatives. So that's an important point. And then the fifth regret was that I wish I had let myself be happier. It's a poignant realization. Happiness is not a destination, but a journey. Allow yourself to embrace joy, appreciate the present, and let the happiness permeate your soul. We are in our careers always aiming towards the next goal and the next goal and the goal beyond that. But when we achieve a goal, we need to celebrate that and really enjoy it. But instead of that, we are immediately focused on the next goal and the next goal, which is even more challenging. And it sucks up all our time, attention, and energy, and all our life experiences and senses are focused on the next goal and the one after that, as a result of which we just go through life without looking at everything else around us. And that, I think, is a big regret that most people may have. And some amount of awareness and working on it could reduce the regret to a great extent. So allow yourself to embrace the joy and appreciate the present, and let happiness permeate your soul. Do not lose track of all the things that are happening around you. And now I have one of my own to share with you. This is not a regret, but this is a kind of epiphany I had. I think our mind is like the tint of our glasses. Like if I had a red glass or a pink glass or a rose tinted glass, everything seems rosy. If the tint is dark, then everything looks dull and dark. Our mind creates fears, obstacles, apprehensions, and then we try to use our own mind to resolve these fears, obstacles, and apprehensions. Seems like a futile battle, waste of time, waste of energy, waste of consciousness. This statement may seem contradictory, but I think that this is the fact. So what do we do with this fact? Well, it's very difficult to do anything, but I can sum it up by saying that we need to try to separate ourselves from our mind and view this battle as a third party, and instantly we'll feel liberated, as we will know that the issues exist in our imagination and not in the real world. So take some time daily to meditate and practice being a third-party spectator of your own mind in action. This is a concept easy to say, but very difficult to do, because it's difficult to explain what you're meditating on, how to become a third party to witness your own mind having its battle. But every subsequent meditation session will improve your quality of life, improve your concentration, improve your mindfulness, and especially for people who suffer apprehensiveness, or who feel they are getting persecuted, or who are afraid of certain things, like afraid of a dog, or afraid of getting into a plane to fly somewhere. For those kind of people especially, this is going to be very easy, because all those fears are emanating from inside the mind. The mind has created that challenge for you, and the mind is now going to engage you, because you're going to use the mind to fight that challenge that it has created. So the mind becomes the judge and the jury, and you are just going to suffer through it. So I would say that take some time, go for a meditation course, try to understand how to keep your mind still and how to focus on your thoughts and see how your thoughts wander. It's really amazing. I practiced meditation some 35 years ago. That was a time when the business that I was running was literally flooded. So my office had around 3 feet of water that came in from the ground table. My office was in the basement. The water came in from the ground, from under the ground, and because of heavy rains. And it took almost a month and a half for the water to recede and my office to resume. And I owned that business. So my mind was fighting the fact that I had 15 staff members whom I had to pay. Should I keep them or should I let them go? They were specially trained for the jobs. It was a computer education business. So I was thinking, should I let them go or should I keep them? Because if I let them go, training again will be expensive. Getting the right people would be expensive. And the students were used to those faculties and the staff members. So I decided to retain them. Then the next thing was that I had to move all my computer equipment to a dry place and then bring it back again, monitor the water levels, see the savings that I had and the bank balance, everything evaporate steadily. And that made me very, very apprehensive and very, very unstable. And I was having trouble sleeping. And that's when I decided to do meditation. And I was amazed at the quality of our mind, because once you sit peacefully in a corner, switch off the lights, close your eyes, and just sit and concentrate, try to not have any thoughts. Exactly at that moment, your mind will run in 100 different directions. The more you try to control them, the mind, the more it branches off into new thoughts and it literally gallops in front of you. And it's very difficult. And also, it's a reality that for many people, they want to be surrounded by action, some activity, some problem or some crisis, because they are afraid to look into themselves or have a few minutes to think about their own life and their existence. And this is a reality for many people. So the sooner we confront these, the sooner we start meditating, and the sooner we come to peace with ourselves and our situation, the better our quality of life will be, and the better our chances of avoiding these 5 regrets that have been passed on to us by those before us. And it was recorded in this book. So I'll put the reference of the book in the description below, so you can go and buy that book or borrow it from the library and read it for yourself. I think whether you are a healthy individual or you have diabetes or HIV or sickle cell disease or ALS or Parkinson's, whatever it may be, this is a must read, because it's never too late. Even at the age of around 60, I think I may have another 40 years or maybe another 30 years, but that's a long period of time. And I could do something about these most common regrets. I'd be really happy to do that. And friends, we as mortal humans confront challenges that life presents us. And let us carry these reflections with us. Embrace authenticity, find balance, express your feelings, nurture friendships, introspect and let yourself be happy, meditate, and in doing so, may we create a life rich in meaning, connection, and fulfillment. There are still many chapters of our lives to be written. Let us write those chapters first. That helps us avoid regrets later in life. Focus on these 5 points, and I hope that helps you. And I hope you found this video useful. I am not a motivational speaker, but I wanted to bring these points to you, and I'm very well aware that motivational speakers could have presented these points in a much, much more effective manner, in a much more forceful manner. But this is the best I could do, and it comes from a good place. So I hope you appreciate this, and I hope this helps you in your life. Bye for now.